18 more screenshots for Red Dead Redemption 2 we're going to go over. I would have done it yesterday after my Grand Theft Auto Online live stream, but I was feeling a little under the weather, so I do apologize. Now, a couple of gaming sites out there got to go play Red Dead Redemption 2 for a little longer than 1 or 2 hours. I think it was like between 4 or 5 or even 6 hours for some of these sites, like IGN, GameSpot, Game Informer, Inside Gamer, which is, I think, a Dutch magazine. I know, Dutch Vanderlyn. Ha ha ha. Nice connection there. And I think the Telegraph as well. I don't know what the Telegraph has to do with gaming, but okay. Anyways, so what I went over last night while I was trying to fight off a headache was reading over these articles, seeing if there's any new information. And the basic stuff we already know about. Yeah, we already know about all that stuff. You know, the mechanics, the setting, how the game begins with the Blackwater robbery going wrong, forcing the Vanderlyn gang to flee to the Grizzlies while being pursued by law enforcement. That much we know about. But unfortunately, there is a bit of spoiling going on in the articles from IGN, GameSpot, Game Informer, etc. And I don't want to go over that because I feel like we've been spoiled enough regarding Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, it's only early on in the game, but I think there's a lot of people out there, myself included, that kind of want to experience this stuff on our own when we're playing it, whether live streaming it, or if you just happen to take a quote-unquote sick day on October 26th from school and work, right? Anyways, at the very least, let's go over these 18 screenshots. And I know it's small potatoes compared to the fact that we got a second gameplay video on Monday, and it's probably the last gameplay video we're getting for Red Dead Redemption 2, but let's go ahead and check out the screenshots, shall we? First off, Micah Bell, dual wielding, and he just has this weird look on his face. He strikes me as a very strange character. He's going to be very interesting, and like I've been saying for a while now, I feel like Micah Bell is going to be the Trevor Phillips of Red Dead Redemption 2. One of the more nastier members of the Vanderlyn gang. I could be wrong about that, but I just, from everything we've seen from him, he just strikes me as a kind of a sort of a more nastier fellow, even though he is technically wearing a white hat. I just noticed that. He's wearing a white hat, but he's probably very much black hat, right? Yeah. This is a very intimidating photo of Dutch and Arthur robbing a bank. They probably aren't doing it alone, but it's focusing on them too. Obviously over there, Dutch is dual wielding right now, and Arthur has a revolver out, but if you look in his left holster, that is a semi-auto pistol. And this is the first time we see the semi-auto pistol featured in Red Dead Redemption 2. So semi-auto pistol confirmed in Red Dead Redemption 2. And over at Red Dead Wiki, there you go, it was a weapon that you could eventually get in Red Dead Redemption. So the semi-auto pistol, aka the C93 semi-auto pistol, has returned. Dueling returns in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. Not really a big surprise, since most Old West movies and video games, including Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, had dueling. It just wouldn't feel right if Red Dead Redemption 2 had no dueling. So yes, you will be able to duel against various gunslingers throughout Red Dead Redemption 2. And I hope that I'm a lot better at dueling in Red Dead Redemption 2 than I was in Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. This next image appears to be a train robbery taking place. Explosion going on in the background. I guess one of the train cars blew up. Maybe they're trying to get inside the train and they had to blow up the door or something. Meanwhile, you have Arthur Morgan on point in front of the engine with his revolver aiming at somebody. Maybe some approaching lawmen or bounty hunters or a rival gang trying to stop them or take advantage of the situation and get the score for themselves. Our next image is Charles Smith in the woods leading his horse. He has some rope along with a bow and arrow, and as most of us already know, Charles is the one that teaches Arthur Morgan how to hunt with a bow and arrow. And several people have been asking, are we going to see more Native Americans in the game? Is it perhaps even going to be a Native American tribe? It's probably one of many things that Rockstar is keeping close to their chest, and hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. I guess we'll have to find out when the game comes out, October 26th. Our next image is down in Lemoyne, I believe, with Arthur Morgan and John Marston heading towards what appears to be a dilapidated mansion on a plantation, most likely. Is this going to serve as a gang hideout? Is there something inside the mansion worth checking out? I suppose so, since Arthur and John are going through the trouble with their guns drawn heading towards the mansion. So probably going to be some issue here. A firefight might break out between them and a rival gang that's perhaps held up inside the mansion. That's definitely a possibility. This image appears to be taking place at night. I think that the lighting that we see on hat and jacket and the revolver for which he's shooting at someone or something is perhaps moonlight, I'm guessing. I'm speculating here. But then again, if you look over to the right-hand corner of the screenshot, there appears to be clouds. So maybe on that side of the map, there's clouds, but maybe just on the other side, it's clear enough to where the moon's coming through, a full moon, with moonlight giving us this silhouette of Arthur Morgan at night. Now, this next image is puzzling. I don't think that that's Arthur on the ground because the guy has a big bushy mustache, apparently. And I've never seen Arthur wear a white hat like that before in any of the gameplay trailers or screenshots. So I don't think that's Arthur, even though some people have speculated that it might be Arthur on the ground. It's very possible that the guy standing above him could very well be Arthur in a different outfit, because we will be able to customize Arthur Morgan with various hats and jackets and vests and shirts, pants, boots, spurs, etc. Or it could simply be just two NPCs that you happen to come across, and you have the decision whether or not to intervene or let this play out one way or the other. And there's obviously a dog right behind these two gentlemen. Now, this image could very well be in tall trees because of the tall trees, or it could be somewhere else entirely. But you have Arthur walking down the road. He has a rifle in one hand. He has a revolver in the other hand. There's a dog over there. And you have what appears to be some sort of prison wagon behind him. At least it appears to be kind of like a jail wagon where you would put inmates, convicts. From what I remember from Red Dead Redemption, I think it's a similar type of wagon. So I'm guessing that the two men on the wagon are probably lawmen, and maybe Arthur was helping them out with some escaped criminals like you could in Red Dead Redemption with John Marston. So maybe that's the case here. I'm not going to lie, this is a really cool screenshot. Arthur Morgan, dual wielding. He's got his eyes on you, them dead eyes, and when they're locked on you, you're doomed. You better hope it's quick, right? As quick and as painless as possible. Another bank robbery, apparently. And this looks like the Lemoyne interior from the Lemoyne Bank. I could be wrong about that, but as we all know, we're going to be able to rob banks and trains and stagecoaches and people. So yeah, robberies are going to be a thing in Red Dead Redemption 2. I think most of you knew that. Now, this execution scene does remind me of the second trailer to Red Dead Redemption 2, which was a long time ago. And that's when we're introduced to Arthur Morgan. Actually, we're first introduced to Arthur Morgan in a screenshot that Rockstar released several months prior to that trailer. And near the end of the second trailer, we see Arthur using his knife to perform a stealth kill. So, stealth kills definitely going to be important for you, especially if you don't want to get attention from like a rival gang. You want to sneak in, you want to try and commit as many stealth kills as possible in order to even the odds, in order to improve your chances of success. So I'm definitely going to be pulling a lot of stealth kills during my live stream. At least I'm going to try to. It probably won't work out so well. Here's a shot of the boys going for a little ride on their horses. You got Bill Williamson to the right. Beside him, Micah Bell, Arthur Morgan, and John Marston. You see some different landscape. Some grass, some trees, some hills to the left, and then to the right, that looks a lot like a desert. Now, is this a brand new desert that's going to be in one of the new states in Red Dead Redemption 2? Or perhaps New Austin? Maybe Nuevo Paraiso? Some people have speculated that we're going to have Nuevo Paraiso. In fact, I think in the Inside Gamer Dutch article, several people reported this, that they asked the developer at Rockstar, well, one of the developers at Rockstar, about Nuevo Paraiso, and they basically all but confirmed that Nuevo Paraiso is going to return in Red Dead Redemption 2. So we have Nuevo Paraíso coming back, along with confirmed New Austin and West Elizabeth, which is the entire map from Red Dead Redemption. And it's going to be part of this map of Red Dead Redemption 2. So I don't know exactly what the desert is over there. But one thing I do know is, John, you need to get a new outfit and get a new hat, because that look is really not working for you. Now, if you go by the look on Dutch's face, he doesn't look too happy about who they're about to encounter. He's looking kind of pissed, kind of angry. And Arthur's already got his revolver drawn. Hosea behind Dutch looks really concerned. So does Bill Williamson, along John Marston and Lenny. And looks like behind them, Javier and Charles Smith, I think. Those two in the far back. So in the far distance, I think that's Javier. And then in front of Javier, I think that's Charles Smith. Either way, it looks like a scuffle is about to break out. Oh, Bill Williamson, you are definitely not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Sometimes you just say things that get you into trouble. Some things never change when it comes to Bill Williamson. And apparently, he said something that pissed these three gentlemen off. And look at that guy behind Bill Williamson, that big old mustache. I wonder if we're going to be able to grow a mustache out like that for Arthur Morgan. We already seen him with a beard, right? But it'd be kind of interesting if we could also like grow one of those really stupid big mustaches for him. I could see some people actually doing that. But anyways, Bill Williamson, yeah, he's not exactly the type of guy that knows when to shut up. Now, this is definitely some familiar landscape that we've seen a few times. I believe it was at the end of the very first trailer, when you have the outlaws riding into the distance. And here you have, obviously, Arthur Morgan on his horse. And he's got a kill. Looks like a doe. I believe that's a doe. Yeah, it's most likely a doe. Could be a button buck, but it looks like a doe. I know Arthur's enjoying the scene here, but he's got to get that doe back to camp or to a butcher before it goes bad. Because, yeah, they will go bad after a while. So you want to get your kills back to where you want to take them ASAP, you know, while the meat's still good, before the animal starts to decompose. It looks like Javier Escuela is working on his revolvers, cleaning them and maintaining them, and that's something you're going to have to do in this game, as we know about. You're going to have to take care of your weapons, or else their abilities are going to start to deteriorate a little bit. They're not going to be as effective or impactful as they are if you take care of them. So be sure and take care of your weapons in Red Dead Redemption 2. So we got a box of cigars, we got an apple. So while Javier does like cigars, he also likes to be healthy and have an apple every now and then. Well, you know what they say, an apple a day, right? Another image with Arthur Morgan pointing his gun at something or someone. Could be a bear, it could be a person. One thing I will say real quick in the articles I read is bears are going to be very difficult to take down. So be warned, if you decide to go bear hunting, make sure that you have a rifle with very good stopping power, because bears can take a lot of damage in Red Dead Redemption 2. Just in case you decide to get into a bear war. And the final image we're going to go over is Arthur trotting along on a horse, and you have a nice dog walking up to him, all happy to see him. And as already mentioned, we will be able to pet dogs. I don't know if we're going to be able to have dogs as pets. Probably not. It'd be kind of cool if we did. But dogs will remember you. So if you come across a dog in, say, Valentine or another town or city, and you pet him or her, then they won't bark at you next time they see you. And they'll even follow you for a little ways as a sign of affection. But it would be really cool if we could have pets like a cat or a dog. Well, we have a horse, so I guess a horse is better than nothing, right? And a horse is more than a pet in this game. It's like your armory. It's where you put all your stuff. It's going to become your best friend. So do take care of your horses, okay? Your horse will not respawn once it dies. Once it dies, it's dead. So there you go. The latest 18 images released by Rockstar. And we are getting closer and closer to the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. And I really cannot wait till this game comes out. I wish they would just release it already, but alas, we have to wait a few more days. About 23 more days. It'll be here soon enough. We've waited patiently for at least, some of us 2 years, some of us even longer than that, after the ending of Red Dead Redemption for me. So it's been what, 8 years that I've waited for a new Red Dead Redemption game? Yeah. But anyways, feel free and let me know your thoughts, your views, your opinions about the new screenshots. Was there anything I missed? Most likely. Feel free and let us know below in the comments section.